What are the key principles to happiness and success in life?
I believe it's simplicity. I really do. I think for the people that know me in my life, I'm really simple. You know, I really enjoy my career. I love this. You couldn't even imagine how humbled I am by people's interest in what I talk about. But I think the key to happiness is being content while being ambitious. And I think being content comes from gratitude. I'm so grateful for what I have, and I've always been that way, that all this special stuff that has been happening doesn't mean enough to me. This is not where my self-worth comes in. The Garyvee crap and the claps and the follower, it's incredible, but it's not what I aspire to. It's not how I see my value. And I think the only way to be happy is to have a quiet mind. And I think a quiet mind comes from a balance of very deep humility and true perspective of understanding that you just genuinely understand that you don't mean shit in the scheme of things, but you aspire in your behavior to mean something. And I think it's a very interesting balance, and I think it works incredibly well. I just wish people are just impossibly addicted to outside affirmation, to acceptance. And I wish people lived in their own cocoon and just did the things that made them happy. So many people would aspire to make so much less money if they didn't care about what other people think, and would be dramatically happier. And I wish that on society.
Now, what do you do when, it's a good one. They're all good ones.
It's a tough conversation because in the business world, so many people think that scoring is based on how big your net worth is or how much money you make. And it's really unfortunate because I think true-bred entrepreneurship almost doesn't give a shit about all the collateral that comes along with it. It's art. You just love doing it. And we've got to find our balance. Much like the chat I had up front, as I spend the next half decade refining what I talked to you about up there, and what I'm talking about right now is we have to change the definition of success. We have to. It cannot be the flex. We cannot put expensive watches and cars and bank accounts on a pedestal. We must get away from that. But that doesn't mean we demonize it either. We have to make it about the process of the game. We've got to find our way, because right now we're over here. We've got to find this.
Tell me, when life hits, when the storm of life hits, because we've all been there, no matter who you are, how do you remain in that state and that space of gratitude and balance?
Very easily. When your entire life is only predicated on the health and well-being of a small group of people you love more than breathing, nothing scares you.
I love it.
I mean, the first couple of months of COVID, Vayner was in a very weird spot. I don't build it for profit, so we didn't have profit. I build it for growth. We were very weird in the US, the way they subsidized businesses. We were in the middle. We weren't small enough and we weren't big enough, so we got nothing. All of our clients are humongous, and all of them right away said, we're gonna slow down the way we pay you. It was a very big challenge, and I just remember having the greatest moment with myself when it was super scary, week 1, saying, oh my God, everything I've been telling them is true. If this company goes out of business, I'll be beyond okay.
For small businesses and small business owners, where do they get the confidence to grow their business in what might be a very saturated market?
What's the alternative? You decided to have a fucking business. Seriously though, right? Like the confidence comes from the audacity of thinking that you can build a life for yourself where you pay for yourself and nobody else is doing it for you. You already made that decision. The alternative is go get a job and shut down your company. People love capitalism and entrepreneurship when it's working for them.
Right.
The second it's not, they don't like it. I mean, I'm so tired of all my friends that are capitalists. I'm a capitalist, which means I'm willing to go to zero, and if I lose, I lost. But like everyone's like such a great entrepreneur, and then somebody bigger comes along and takes market share and they're crying about some shit. Everybody hates when the government's involved until they need the government. Stop being soft.
Love it. Stop being soft, everyone. Myself included.
No, but it's a very, I want to stay on this. It's a very important point. This is what you signed up for. If you don't have the confidence, you can build it through historical staying alive. Do you know how many people here clap up if you've had your own business for more than 5 years? The level of admiration I have for everybody who just clapped, it's hard. Your confidence should come from the fact that you're part of a small group of people that decided to take on the risk to begin with. Anybody who just clapped and has been doing it for 5 years, that's remarkable. But don't be audacious. If somebody big comes along, they're better than you then. That's what you're saying. Don't cry about it. Don't try to change the rules because it's not working for you. My favorite version of it is you were small, you got bigger and hurt other people, but now somebody else came along and is bigger than you and you're crying about it, right? You weren't crying when you were taking other people's money, so don't cry when I'll take yours. You know, like everybody's so obsessed on what they've done and said. Like the greatest gift in the world is the ability to be comfortable in changing your mind.
Love it.
Actually, I have a very different thing to say right now. We need to start hanging out with 90-year-olds more. I mean this. You wanna do something that will bring you an incredible amount of value, but also bring someone else an incredible amount of value? Go donate your time to a retirement home for 1 week. You will learn a lesson real fast. That 99% of the stuff that all of you are right now thinking about means jack shit. This is a game of perspective. I don't understand how we don't understand that. You must shift perspective into simplicity, which then makes the ability to do what we all do so much more palpable because there's no weight on it, because it doesn't matter as much, which then inherently makes it more enjoyable. Of course you're gonna burn out if your entire self-worth is in how good your business is doing. Of course you're gonna burn out. A funny thing happens, you don't burn out from games. When you make your career a game, things change very quickly.